10 people on our bus.
Hopefully girls.
No, just dudes in the way. It
All right.
sucks.
Well, I think we got this going. If you could introduce your name and your current position in the band, please.
I am Mike. I play guitar for All That Remains.
Nice. Okay. When was the band originally formed?
Originally formed in '98. Phil was doing it kind of as a side project while he was in Shadows Fall. Just kind of wrote a 3-song demo thing by himself, really, with a couple other guys, and just kind of just started passing that around, and then eventually got a full band together. And then, things didn't work out with Shadows Fall, and turned into his main project. And then a billion members later, this is the lineup we have now.
Nice. So that's how you guys met, was through Shadows Fall?
I met Phil from going to see him in Shadows Fall when he was singing, and everybody in the band now has known each other through playing in other bands together. We've all either played in a different band together or just played shows with that other band that they were in. So the Western Mass music family tree is insanely confusing. Everybody's played in a band with everybody. It's crazy.
Do you remember how the idea of the band first came up?
Well, it was Phil. For Phil, it was just something I think Shadows Fall wanted to go in more like a rock and roll kind of direction, and Phil wanted to do stuff that was more thrashy and more metal. So that was just him kind of getting that out of his system as a side thing at first, and then once he wasn't in the band anymore, it was just like, all right, this is going to take up all my time. So it just turned into, he could kind of just craft it into whatever he wanted. I didn't join the band until 3 or 4 years later. So, but just by knowing him this amount, I know that's what was going through his head when he started it.
Nice. Now, how long after the band was formed till you played your first live show together?
The very first original lineup, or
very first?
Oh, that was I was at that show. That was '99. It was only the demo came out in '98, and I think in '99 I saw them play. So yeah, it didn't take long. It was just get a couple people together and get a half an hour set together, and that was it.
Nice. So, what is your latest album?
It's called For We Are Many. Came out in October of last year. So that's what we've been doing for the last 7-8 months, is just touring on that.
And how would you rate this album from your last albums?
Well, every band, because it's new. Well, everybody in the band, kind of when you put a new album out, it's always your favorite just because it's new and you're so sick of playing the old stuff. So right now it's our favorite because it's new and it's fun to play the new songs live. But I think it came out great because we had a lot of time to do it. It came out a lot better than so we've been rushed in the past just for touring schedules and recording schedules. We had a lot of time to do this one, so everyone's really happy with the way it came out.
Good. How would you categorize your style of your band?
It's metal. Everybody tries to lump everything into 17 billion subgenres, and all those words just don't even make any sense. It's just metal. It's just heavy music. It's nothing to be overthought, which everybody seems to do these days.
Now, did you ever try playing other styles of music than the one that you're playing in now?
No, everybody in the band likes other kinds of music, but we tour and stuff. We tour so much, there's no time. There's no time for anybody to branch off and start a new band and go tour with another band. If we're touring 9 or 10 months out of the year, you don't have time. There's just no time for it at all.
Now, was being in a metal band your first career choice?
No, I had a family business at home. That was my initial. I thought I was just going to sit in a beer and wine store all day and sell booze to people for the rest of my life. This kind of happened by accident.
Nice.
I wanted to do it. I just didn't think it actually happened. So it was kind of cool.
Now, moving on to the writing process of the songs and stuff like that. Does everybody contribute to writing?
Yeah, Ollie, the lead guitar player, he comes in with a lot of guitar parts. That's usually the start of everything. He'll come in with some parts, and we'll just gotta start working off of that. Once we all get in the same room, everybody argues about it, picks it apart, puts it back together a million times until we can all finally agree on it. So some songs take 1 day to write, some songs take 3 months to write. So it just depends. But the formulas pretty much stay the same. Just
now,
start with guitar.
How comfortable are you in, what's the word I'm looking for? In the studio. How comfortable are you in the studio?
Oh, the studio's awesome. I that's my favorite part of all of this. The traveling gets a little excessive. I don't necessarily care to travel 10 months out of the year, but we have to, so that's fine. But the studio's the funnest part, especially when we record at home, because you're home. You go to the studio for 8 or 10 hours, and then you just go home and go to sleep. It's nice. It's almost like you're working a real job, but it's kind of like you're just hanging out with your friends and having fun. So, the studio's awesome. We'll do a lot of records with Adam from Kill Switch, so he's just a buddy of ours. And you're basically just going and hanging out with your friends, and that's it.
Nice.
It's technically called work, even though it's not.
Okay, now moving on to touring. What are your current touring plans?
Touring, we're gonna just go tour for the rest of the year. There's no writing plans or anything. It's just we usually do about a 1.5 year cycle on an album, and we're about 6 or 8 months into this one. So we'll probably finish out the rest of this year touring. I don't know specifics. Like we're going to Europe at the beginning of June. We're gonna finish these Black Label shows this month. Go to Europe for 2 weeks in June, and then after that, we got some stuff in the works for the summer that I can't say yet. But tour all through the summer. Take a little break. I think we're taking a break in September for like a month, and then we'll do a couple more tours at the end of the year. Just touring. That's the whole year.
Okay. Okay. To someone who's never seen your live performance, how would you describe that?
It's just loud and screamy and fun. Everybody has a good time. We don't take it too seriously. We're not those metal guys that won't smile on stage. We screw around. It's a good time. I'm always looking at Bo while he's making weird light gestures at me. Yeah, no, it's just fun. It's good. A lot of energy. It's sweaty and hot. It's cool. It's awesome. There's nothing. We're not one of those arena bands that has fireworks and stuff like that. But it's just fun.
Lots of energy.
Just go and have a good time. Don't overthink everything.
Nice. All right, moving on to your equipment. What is everybody playing, and do you have any endorsements?
Yeah, I play PRS guitars. Ollie plays Ibanez guitars. Me and him both use Mesa Boogie cabs through PV 6505 heads, and then a few we use some Boss noise suppressors and tuners, and some Maxon overdrive pedals. As far as bass gear goes, I have absolutely no idea, and as far as drums go, I have absolutely no idea. I'm one of those guitar players that has no idea what else is going on around me, because I just don't care what they're playing at all.
As long as it sounds good.
It sounds fine. I could care less what brand they're using. I know Jeannie plays Ibanez basses. As far as heads and cabs that she uses, I don't know, and drums. No one cares about drums. God, I hope Jason listens to this.
Now, could you share one of your most favorite moments in this band?
It was recent. We just did a KUPD radio festival in Mesa, Arizona, and that's one of the stations, just one of those radio stations in the country that are probably the biggest radio station in the country for us. And we were second to last on the bill on the main stage, and it was unbelievable. It was just one of those shows where everybody was looking at each other wow, I can't even believe this is happening. So it was just one of those. It was nighttime. It was just everything. The weather was perfect. That was one of the highlights. Everybody got off stage kind of blown away that wasn't a dream that we woke up from. So just shows are usually every once in a while you get one of those shows that really oh yeah, I like doing this.
Nice. Well, I got a couple more questions. Now, back from where you're from, how would you describe your local scene?
Well, it was amazing when we started. When all the bands wanted to start getting out and touring. So us and Shadows Fall and Kill Switch, the Acacia Strain, Unearth, all these Massachusetts bands was this local scene. We were all playing these shows. They were playing every Sunday. All the local bars always had great shows every week, and it was amazing. Now it's completely shot. Every band sounds exactly the same. It's complete garbage. So I don't really see a lot of the local stuff anymore, but it's not good.
Your local scene's not very good.
Nah, it used to be like every night, like every Sunday night, you go to a bar and like the shows were always, it didn't matter who was playing, it was packed. And it's like every Sunday you go. I've popped in a few times here and there, and like there's 20 people there. It's just the vibe is shot. The bands are terrible. It's just it's.
Wow.
I don't know. The expectations are like, I don't know, what people expect of their own bands now is kind of really just, in my opinion, really gone down the tubes. So, which really doesn't help the local scene. So.
Wow.
Every once in a while, you get a lot of. There's plenty of bands that are going to pop and go and start touring still, but I know in Massachusetts it's definitely not like it used to be. I wish it was. But.
That's crazy. It's kind of weird how things evolve like that.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just me being old and jaded now, because, back then when I thought it was awesome, I was 21, 22, and then I'm 31 now, so I'm like that old guy that's like, oh, this isn't good anymore, So it could be just me being jaded, but still, when you go and see there's nobody at the shows, and all the bands sound exactly the same, and everyone concentrates more on what their jeans and their hair looks like instead of their band. It sucks. It's not cool.
Well, that pretty much wraps it up for me. Any last comments or words of advice?
Everyone's always like bitching at us online that they missed their show and when we're going to come to their city next. So just look on the internet, because we're on tour all year. So just look on the internet, because we're going to come around you eventually. Just pay attention.
Nice.
That's about it.
All right. Well, thanks very much for your time. I really